Can you
Can
hear
you
us?
hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
We
Yes.
can hear you though.
Son of a. All right. Yes. I got these
Nice to meet you,
earbuds
man.
in now.
Are those
Oh, but y'all
Raycons?
good? You can hear me?
Did you use code technicals at checkout?
Yeah.
Fire. Fire.
Look, first of all, I don't know why technicals like so much. No, but first of all, I
That's getting
technicals
clipped.
tech does
Nice
deserve
one.
respect. That's why I reach out to tech and I say, "Hey, may I use your video?" Yada yada yada. Mike, so no, you don't deserve any respect. No, I'm playing.
No.
So with yours, with yours, I so here's what it was on. I always give you a shout out. I always give you a shout out. I always put your link in the description field. Always. I try to do that with all content creators. That way they don't give me no shit. You know what I'm saying? Because most of the complaints I've ever seen, they're like, "Oh, you didn't give me no credit," or yada yada yada. You know what I'm saying? So I always try to
Yeah.
both sides of the story. With the last video, the one you did with PL, I noticed you used my video. You didn't ask me, motherfucker. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna use this one, and it's all fair game. You know what
I
I'm
do
saying?
I steal your clips too. I need B-roll,
Yeah.
There
man.
you go.
I
So
don't-
I'm like,
I've
hey, it's all
stolen loads
love.
of your clips. I've taken loads
It's
of your
all,
shit, bro.
it's all love. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, all right, I'm gonna give him a shout out. And my method is, I always tell people, hey, we're gonna watch a couple minutes.
Mm.
Go watch the rest of it on theirs. You know what I'm saying? Because they got a lot more that I'm not showing you.
Yeah, no,
Especially
to be
Mike's.
honest with
His
you,
is like
bro,
6 hours long.
I'm not precious about it. Like I was only joking. I don't care who clips my stuff. I'm not. As long as somebody doesn't upload the whole stream, then if they want to take like even an hour from it, I'm not gonna message them being like, "Hey, what are you doing?" I found somebody on YouTube. I was scrolling down my feed and I was like, "Wait, that's my thumbnail." And then I clicked on the video. I was like, "Wait, that's my video." And I was like, "This is a really cool video, bro. Did you make this yourself?" And he was like, "Oh, I didn't think you'd see it." And I was like, I just left him
They
alone,
took
bro.
the whole damn thing. Yeah.
Everything.
You know what? No, I've been a fan. Like I joke in my videos about technicals a lot. Like, hey, don't fucking investigate me. Stay away from me. You know what I'm saying? Like, get the
Right.
fuck, because I'm. It's all good over here. Because he'll get in your ass. You know what I'm saying? And like, my cousin Dirty Low watched him for the first time when we watched the infiltration video, and he was like, "Man, I don't even know who this guy is, but I'm a fucking fan, man. This guy is like amazing at what he does." I was like, "Yeah, he's been doing it for a while. I think he's predominantly started on the Smash thing, but starting to cover a lot of FGC stuff, not FGC stuff, but Street Fighter and all that other stuff. I think more people are finding out like this guy is the truth. Like he does. I don't know anybody else that does it like this. Like, and the thing that I gravitated towards was your humor. I was like, oh, this guy's actually funny. You know what
I
I'm
saw you
saying?
used
Like
to
he
do the
like,
skits and stuff. Yeah.
yeah,
I
I
was kind of upset. I saw that you were like you were dying down on the videos, but then you came back full force.
yeah, I was just frustrated. I was like, because I started off just comedy. Like I was just making fun of people and doing sketches, and I did stand up for like 10 years. So I was like, all right, butt check is an accident. Literally, I just randomly kind of stumbled upon it, and
That sounds like
the
me.
audience was like, we love this, we want more. They created the logo, they created the intro. This is all their stuff. They sent me in, like they created everything. So I was like, all right, y'all want butt check? Let's go. So I tried to cover the stories that because I felt like nobody was talking about what I liked. I was like, I like certain things and nobody's fucking talking about it. So that's why I feel like the numbers kind of skyrocketed. Now, during the time, as time went on, it kind of divided to where people were like, fuck Ernesto's the GOAT, or let's kill Ernesto. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure you guys experienced the same thing. I was
Yeah.
listening to you guys' conversation. In this kind of field that we cover, it is that. It sucks, but it's like either they fucking love you, or you're the worst fucking thing ever to happen to the FGC ever.
And you're not
And
even
you
that
see a lot of that.
controversial. You literally are like you're like the news. You're like scarce, fucking just talking about topics and shit.
I think there's a couple reasons why people talk a lot of shit. I think the main one is because they don't fucking watch, so they're just like they put me in a box for some shit that happened like 8 years ago, whatever, and
Yeah,
they're like, oh, he's an asshole. He's an asshole. And then you're not allowed to grow on social media, so you're an asshole forever for the rest of your life. And they know nothing about you. Anytime they see you, anytime they hear you, asshole, asshole, asshole. Everybody else that watches and stuff were like, no, I really like you. I don't know why such and such doesn't like you. Or they simply think of it as a drama channel. So they're like, we don't like that aspect. So I get that. I mean, to each their own, So I'm like, I will cover the news, but I'm also going to cover that juicy shit that I love, and I feel like a lot of us love. You know what I'm saying? As long as I'm going after both sides and
You
not
remind me a
being
lot of
biased.
you remind me a lot of like Omni. I feel like you have a lot of room to grow as long as
Mm,
you maybe cover like wider gaming topics. I think your fan base, you already have a
yeah,
fan base for it. They would love to see it, and it would get you a little extra.
yeah. That's why I was. What was it? Last year? Yeah, it was last year where I was like, "Fuck, I think I might stop," because everything was dwindling. I lost the passion. I wasn't feeling good. I went through a lot of health stuff. And I was like, what the fuck am I even doing this for? Like, I'm killing myself for nothing, because I didn't really have any much sponsors at the time and YouTube was dicking me. So I was like, and then all of a sudden I announced that and I said, hey, y'all, I don't know what Button Check's going to become, but I feel like it has to change. And everybody started like fucking super thanks and donating. Like, people were donating like $400-500 at a time, just like stay here, don't go anywhere. We, take a break, but know that we want you to keep going. And I was like, fuck. Like, because sometimes you forget that it means anything to anybody,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, these numbers are attached to.
You're very important, bro. Like there's so much shit that I wouldn't have been aware of if you didn't mention it. So whenever you upload now, I click on it straight away. Because sometimes, actually, one of the places that I got my start back on YouTube was because of you. You covered an issue that I wouldn't have known about. And then I took some of the screenshots from your video to talk about how I felt about it. And the video did like 90,000 views. And I was like, oh shit. So I started using you as a source.
Some of your videos do help with my investigations recently in the FGC stuff. Yeah. I'm like, you've archived a lot, and I have no context to a lot of fighting game stuff, but you're always there. And that's why I love the ecosystem of like Mike covering other shit, you covering other shit. I'm doing like deep dives. We all feed into each other. So
yeah,
I'm not gonna go in on any of you guys. You're fucking helping me. We're gonna scratch each other's backs here.
I read one of the comments while you guys were talking, and it said they didn't know that a lot of their favorite content creators didn't like each other. I was like, it's fucking crazy because people assume all the time. I get it all the time because I'm not I know for a fucking fact certain people that do not fuck with Button Check. And I talk about it like it ain't nothing. Like, I talk about, if it's news, you would never know because I'm never like, fuck this guy. I don't mention any of that shit. I simply cover the topic.
That guy was coming at you on Twitter. I didn't get it. I didn't get it at all. For me, I get it. Yeah, I asked for that stuff. I basically invite it because it's funny and I can use it for more content. But you literally are just covering the news, and I'm like, this guy's calling you a fucking cockroach. Like, all your viewers are cockroaches. It's fucked up.
Bro, this guy, I was this close to. I have a video idea in mind, and it's based around him. But it is a wild concept to me, and I do appreciate you doing that because the thing that would irritate me is, like, I have a lot of these figureheads that are in the FGC or names or whatever. They don't do that shit, bro. Like, anytime somebody talks shit or whatever, they come to me in the shadows, and then they'd be like, "Hey, I really like you. I don't think you're fucking up," or yada yada. But you never see that in public. Like, I'm like, almost like they're afraid to be judged by their homies that don't like me or something like that.
Smash players do that shit to me all the time. Until I started hanging out with YouTubers, I never felt what real support was like. They would just be like, yo, I fuck with your videos and stuff. Like, fuck all the people saying this shit about you. But they'll never, like, actually support my content or, like, defend me. They'll just be in the shadows saying all this shit. Like, that doesn't happen.
I had the same shit as well. Like, King J's a good friend of mine. And he's one of the people where I can be like, I can rely on him in real life. But there's some people in this space as well. Like, they'll see you talking to people and they'll hate you for it. Or you'll do something and they'll be like, hey, yeah, Micah, I fuck with your content. And I'm like, why are you whispering about it? It's really weird.
Yeah, throw a retweet my way or something, bro. Like, come on, the likes are private now. Like, let's get rolling.
Bro, it's insane that, like, I'm literally like, bro, you. The thing that irritates me is, like, I get that we're not for everybody. Obviously, you're not. You know how many content creators I see, and I'm like, nah, not for me. You know what I'm saying? I get it, but I don't take my fucking time out of the day to constantly tweet, fuck this guy. You know what I'm saying? Hey, everybody, join me in roast, igniting our torches and hating this guy together. Like, who the fuck has time for that? You know what I'm saying? Like, they think about you that much. It was that other guy that we were just talking about. He literally posted, here's your weekly reminder. everybody fuck Ernesto, and I'm like, what, bro? Like, what the fuck? And then
what do you say
I start
fuck
looking
me
like,
for?
yeah, exactly. And I start doing just a little research. I'm like, bro, you have so many fuck ups in your past, bro, and so many times your ass got canceled and asked to be back. But see, I'm not doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not taking my time.
Send that my way. That's my job. That's my job.
Exactly. I'm like, yo,
and then you react to the video. There we go.
Exactly. Exactly. It just keeps paying itself forward. Yeah. The other thing I don't like is I feel like people. Can you guys hear me still?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I feel like people in the FGC, they just have this notion of like who's good and who's bad, and they're like, because of that, like that's why we get the DMs and the shadows and stuff like that. I don't like that shit. I like who I like. Like you guys are fucking put in a box and afraid to like certain people. Like we're grown ass adults, bro. Like I don't understand.
It's corny.
I can't like the next man because you know what I'm saying, or a woman or whatever.
It's very cliquey. It's I've noticed that people get into their little cliques and they do their little gossiping sessions, and they'll say things about you and spread rumors, and you'll be none the wiser. I went onto Twitter the other day, and I randomly checked profile because it was on my screen, and I was like, why am I blocked? What did I do? And this is like a top Tekken player, and I was like, what did I do? I haven't even spoken.
Oh man, that shit happens.
Happens a lot.
Bro, people don't understand. Like, I've been blocked, obviously. Some people will come to me like a fucking human being and be like, hey, I appreciate if you don't use my stuff. I say, you know what? Thank you for coming to me like a fucking adult. I won't use your shit. But most people don't do that. Most people are like, you know, fuck you, motherfucker, yada, yada. I was like, bro, if you would have just came to me, you know how many fucking clips or whole videos I've removed because people came to me and they were very respectful. And I was like, you know what? Even there was people that are flat out fucking guilty. Just flat out fucking guilty. But because they came to me with hella respect, I had people's fucking parents come to me, bro. People's parents emailing me, please take it down, please take it. And I'm like, whoa, they offered me money. How much do you want?
God damn.
And I'm like, listen, I don't want your I'm not gonna charge you money for taking down your child's thing. You know, I mean, obviously what he did, it was like a racist video. He said a lot of racist shit. He's trying to get in college now. He's trying to change his life and yada yada. He's doing better. I don't know if that's true or false, but I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna take it down. Like,
I respect that.
No, I don't want. But see, people FGC, they don't see none of this shit. They don't see none of that shit. They're just, he's an asshole. He's an asshole. You know what I'm saying? They don't know my stances on life or my family or fucking anything.
There was a certain point where you were like being invited to be an MC at events and stuff. Like I saw during the Noah Brown video. Like you were pretty accepted. For what happened is, and I won't get into it too much. I don't want to take too much of your time, but I started off heavily with the comedy videos, and a lot of people were accepting of that. And not everybody, but a lot of people. I was getting hella love on event hubs and stuff, and the local guys loved me, so they were always having me host. So I was like, all right, cool. It wasn't until Button Check was created that, even though it blew up, it started to divide because not everybody liked a particular story. And if the story was about your ass, you really didn't like me. You know what I'm saying? Even if I was neutral, like, hey, here's what they're saying, guys, but here's the other side. Nope, they still fucking hated me. They were like, fuck you forever. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was my fault that they fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And they were going viral fucking up. But anyway, it was right around the time of the Madden shooting, which was like back in 2018, something like that. I covered the story. At that time, me and LTG were going head to head. We were literally taking turns making videos, fucking like trying to fuck each other up. And it was, to me, it was kind of fun because I was like, fuck this guy. He came out of nowhere, right? Just trying to like, he just didn't like me, you know? So we went at each other. And then right at that time we were going at each other, the Madden shooting happened. I covered the story as a news story. This was probably like, I don't know, my 4th or 5th video in Butt Check, something like that. Butt Check was just created like within those few months. So people started sending to me, react to this, you got to cover this story. And I was like, what the fuck is this story? You know, I don't know. I'm not a journalist or anything. Like, I'm just this guy covering news now. So I react to it. The problem is it totally came off like a reaction video. Like, it totally came. So people took it as, oh, this guy is
reacting to death. He's reacting to death, and he monetized it, yada yada. And the crazy thing was, I was actually in talks with this esports team at the time because they were trying to sign me. A lot of shit was going on. They contacted me. Are you okay? And I was like, what do you mean, am I okay? They were like, you don't see what they're doing to you on Twitter? They're fucking you up on Twitter. And I'm like, what? So I'm like, I don't even know. Like, I'm with my wife. We're like having lunch. And then I'm like, oh shit, LTG took the video and he had some guy help him. And they basically bashed the shit out of me. And they I'm not going to lie, like a lot of it, obviously he stretched it because he hated me at the time. Like he was trying to fucking murder me. So he stretched a lot of it. But it already looked so bad. He didn't have to stretch much. You know what I'm saying? Because just off the thumbnail and the fact that it was monetized, people were like, oh no, fuck this guy forever. You know what I'm saying? So I made an apology video right after. And it was like 50-50 kind of thing. People were like, either fuck you or we understand kind of thing. And I lost 500 subscribers right off the bat. And I thought it was just I had 20,000. And I thought it was going to go all the way to 0. I was like, fuck, I'm just dwindling down, right? People are roasting me on Twitter. And then it stopped at 20. It stopped right at 20,000. I had like 20,500, something like that. And then it just like cleared out. And I didn't get another subscriber for like another 3 weeks or something like that. So I had to like reset. After that, me and LTG left each other alone. We had run-ins. We're actually, believe it or not, cool now. Like since he kind of dipped, we messaged each other and we kind of like apologized to each other. So we're like, I have no beef with him, you know. So he was like, keep doing your shit. If I were you, I would leave the FGC and cover other type of news.
That's what I'm saying. If you covered like gaming in general, I think you do really well. I think you get to like numbers.
Yeah,
that's
I didn't even
the
see
shift
Omni.
I'm trying to do. That's a shift I'm trying to do. Omni started in Smash. He would do like drama.
I thought so, yeah.
All the time. And then he hated doing that, and all the people hated him doing that. Like he would get a ton of shit. And it stressed him the fuck out. So he just started doing like different shit in general, and then he started doing news in general. I think if you made that shift, I'm trying to make that shift myself after I do my little FGC arc, and I think we'll both be, better off.
Yeah. Yeah, at first it was just because at one time this is literally all I was passionate about. I didn't give a shit about anything else. I was like FGC. I loved it. I absolutely loved the community. I still do, but it's just a different type of passion now, I guess. And it's hard. I've only been doing it full time for a year. I've always had 2 or 3 jobs while I was doing just this. So this being my first full time year has been like super stressful.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, man. Like it's a big transition. My wife works full time as well. She's about to transition as well, but it's a lot. I got fucking 1 kid in college, and then the other 2 just graduated high school. Then I got the baby. You know what I'm saying? But it's a lot. But now is that where I'm like, I'm passionate about a lot of things, not just FGC. Like I want to talk about like a lot of other things, like fucking Super Bowl.
Just mix it in. Don't completely alienate your followers, but like every once in a while, cover something that's really big. It'll juice up your channel. It'll juice up the engagement, the search results. Some people might find you. They might fuck with the FGC, and now they know that you do that, so you can continue doing the thing that you already are known for. That's what I do. Yeah. I cover Smash shit occasionally because I know that's what people want to hear, but I'm dipping my toes. I'm dipping my toes into Guilty Gear, Street Fighter, Marvel vs. Capcom. I'm just collecting like the Infinity Stones of communities so I can juice my own following, and then I can go wherever I want after that. It's like chess pieces. That's what's up.
I think for a while I just felt like I was boxed in, and I felt like if I do anything else, this channel's gonna crumble. You feel like you can't. Like it's fucked up kind of thing.
I know that.
And I would make videos like Bogus Journeys, or I don't know. One time I was in the fucking ER and I did an episode in there, and then I was like, I feel like when I do these off-brand videos, those are the people that really fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? Like the numbers will go lower, but that's my audience right there. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the one that's gonna stick with me no matter what. I just been when I thought I was gonna make the transition last year, I got all these fucking sponsors, man. I have never had so many sponsors in my life, like ever. So they started coming in. I was like, fuck.
I saw you tweeting out some ads. Didn't you do Manscaped?
Yeah, I got a contract with them, man. So it's like
I was trying to get them forever. My old manager was fucking dog shit. I was like, just get me Manscaped. I just want the product, dude.
Yeah, I'll give you my plug for them. Because randomly I got a message from these guys that represent them. Well, I'm sure they're represented by a bunch of people, but anyway, they were like, yeah, let's do a trial. I was like, all right. So we did one. They liked it, and they were like, all right, let's do we'll order 2 more or something like that. So I was like, all right. I kept getting products. I was like, hell yeah. And then, but they were paying me obviously. And then they were like, they want to do 3 or something like that. And I was like a order. I was like, hell yeah, let's do it. So they worked out the rate, and they're hella cool. They're hella lenient. Obviously, they're talking about balls and shit all the time. So I loved it. It was right up my alley. Then after I did the 3, it was up in like December. And I was like, well, it was a pleasure, guys. Thank you so much. Maybe I could work with you guys the next holiday season. And they were like, we want to order 6. And I was like, oh, hell yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
that's sick, dude. That's awesome. Bro,
so I'm like, they're my favorite. They're my fucking favorite. Like, I got other
that's
sponsors.
That's who I use as well. My whole shit down there is all Manscaped. It's all Manscaped.
Got fucking Manscaped with me. What the fuck?
Yeah. Let them know, innit? I've been using their shit for ages.
Use code Ernesto at checkout.
Yeah, man. No, they have been beautiful to me. Like, I don't have any complaints. Like you all know, some sponsors are just, oh my God. But these guys were like, do it. And they were like, give us anywhere from 60 seconds to 90 seconds. And I'm like, fuck yeah. What? I was like, all right. And I just try to mix it up each time. Matter of fact, I got another one I got to shoot here this week. So I'm like, all right. I just try to keep it spicy for them because they've been so good to me.
The sponsors are really what helped me try to increase my because I can just focus on the quality. I don't have to worry about how the video performs besides like a specific view guarantee. They'd be like, your video has to get like 68,000 views. And I'm like, okay,
yeah,
I can probably do that.
Right. Yeah, your style kind of reminds me of the journalistic style of Corey Gaming. Corey does like FGC, but he does like more tech videos. But as far as like transition and how fucking deep he gets and how he tells a story and stuff like that, it's very much like the quality. I think he's kind of stepped away as of late, but it very much reminds me of yours. Only difference is yours is like more journalistic and you're like telling a history or uncovering something, you know what I'm saying? And I look at stuff like that because I don't know your background with all that, but I always looked at myself like, man, I'm just a fucking comedian that just kind of stumbled into this, you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's what happened to me.
I enjoyed it.
I just did it because I just did it because I knew the Smash community hated me, so I was like, how funny would it be if I solved all of their cases and then they have to credit me with doing that. So I did it, and then it ended up working really well. So I just kept doing it, and I already had a character. The detective is like a persona in the videos.
Yeah.
So
that's hilarious. Yeah, I remember when you snuck into a tournament or some shit like that.
Yeah.
You were like undercover. I was like, fuck. I've thought about doing it. I mean, I've never had to do it, but I was like, that would be funny as hell. If I was good enough to like get into top 8, but I was like masked the whole time or some shit like that at a tournament I was bad at.
Luchador mask.
Yeah. Just change your identity completely. Yeah, man. But I feel like it's a weird spot now because I do want to grow. Obviously, this is the year where I'm like, all right. Last year, honestly, I did not focus on growing at all. I was just like, fuck it. I'm just like in autopilot, and I'm gonna just create. Just gonna create. Try to have fun. I don't even look at the numbers. All of a sudden, sponsors started coming. So I was like, you know what? I gotta stop dicking around when it comes to all the analytics and shit. I gotta like really start paying attention to that stuff and go. I gotta like really.
If you ever have questions about anything like YouTube related, you can feel free to hit me up too. Like,
oh man, I got all kinds. All
kinds. In space together, so I don't really care.
Yeah, definitely, man. Yeah, it's funny thing is, I was gearing up right now to shoot a video, and I saw you two assholes. So I was like, oh my god, I gotta get in there. I gotta see what's up. I didn't think I was gonna get in. Honestly, I was like, let me just fucking troll them in the chat real quick.
No, do you know what? Yeah, when you put that in there, I was like, "There's no way, Ernesto. That's the first comment he's left in my live stream."
So they were talking about N-word passes. I was like, "All right, let me talk about this. Get the hook up."
We can both give you half of one, and it'll.
Yeah.
Yes, they got
even out.
Yeah, man. I try to. It's funny because I have that conversation with my son all the time because my son and my daughter are half black, and my youngest daughter is half white. So with my son and my daughter, my oldest ones, they identify basically as black. They look a lot like their mom, basically. So they use the N-word, right? And I'll be joking with them like, "Hey, can I get a pass?" Or what's cracking? Like, how can my kids use it, but I can't? You know what I'm saying?
It's like
and then my son's like,
it's not part of you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was like, this is a weird ass dynamic going on right here, right? But of course, I don't believe in that shit, whatever. But I always think it's funny how my kids can say it. And I just like, all right, yeah. But I say you're half, right? You're mixed, so you can only use it for half the day. You can't use it a full fucking day. I think you're mixed too, right? Aren't you mixed?
Yeah, I'm mixed. Black and white.
So what about you, Mike?
Yeah, I'm Ugandan, German, and Greek, so I can kind of use it depending. I think my white friends are like, it's fine, you can use it, but my black friends are like, don't use it, Mike.
Yeah.
It's a bit hit and miss. Ernesto, I had something to ask you. It's a request.
Yeah.
It's not related to anything we've been talking about. I was going to ask technicals as well.
Okay.
It's completely off topic. I'm putting together this really big community-driven video that I've been working on for about a week now. And it's going to come out on the last day of February. Obviously, Akira Toriyama died almost a year ago. It's going to be March 1st. And I've got about 30 people from the community in the video, randomers that play fighting games or whatever. I'd really like it because I saw your Dragon Ball bag in the background there. If you guys could send me a 30-second video saying something nice about Toriyama or Dragon Ball or how it affected your life or maybe your kids in some way.
Yeah, that sounds fine.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Yeah, I'm going to drop it on the 28th. So, yeah, whenever you can.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely, man. Yeah, if y'all ever want to collab or whatever, man, just let me know. The only other content creator, I mean, there's been content creators that were cool, was Jay, King Jay. He reached out. Funny thing is he put me in a group. There was like a chat group of content creators, a couple that you guys named, but I won't name all of them. But they were all in there because they all like King Jay, I guess. And hey, we're at Ernesto, but none of them fuck with.
Oh, really?
Like, down with that. So I was like, hey, good to be here, type shit. Like, hey, anytime I would post, nothing, bro. Just crickets in that motherfucker. Just Jay was the only one cool with me. I was like, why am I here, bro? Like, why are we doing this right now?
Was this a UK thing or was it US?
No, it was it was mixed. Some from Canada, some from America. Because I feel like these big content creators, most of the part, they know each other, or they respect each other, or they're cool. Because I do the channel that I do, it's not always the same for me.
We gotta look out for each other, man. We all get the same kind of hate.
Yeah. Do you know what I don't understand about the talking point of these people is that, I used to upload gameplay videos when I didn't really know what I was doing with my channel, and I was never passionate about it because I'm just playing the game. I'm an opinionated person. I want to talk, and when I'd upload those videos, not many people watch them. So I was like, okay, well, people don't care to watch me playing games. They prefer to play games with me on live stream. And then I'll upload a video giving my opinion on a situation. It will do really, really well. And then you'll get some dickhead going, why are you uploading that shit? And I'm like, are you not... Because people want to watch it.
No one wants to see me fuck around with my friends and do skits. They don't want to see that shit.
Yeah.
They want to see me break down serious accusations. And it's like, okay, well, here we go. I'm going to go do that.
Right. Yeah, I literally took my shit from a UFC channel. I'm a big fan of MMA, and I saw this guy doing a version of button check, but he was doing it. He didn't show his face. He just put his voice in sometimes, and he used a lot of. He was using screenshots of tweets, and he was using all text, and it was highly there was a lot of numbers. People watched it. I watched it, and I was like, man, I don't see anything like that for the FGC, covering news like that. So that's why in the beginning of button check, sometimes I would just show tweets and I wouldn't appear. But then I learned people were like, no, we want you to read to us. We want you to be on there. We want you to a podcast type of feel. And then when I did that, it kind of took off more. So I got my idea from him, watching UFC. The only thing is I feel like UFC is a lot bigger than FGC. So it's it's more accepted and,
I think
that's what I'm saying, branch out.
Attacking. Yeah,
branch out and you'll see less of that. It's these niche communities that think they can have this grip on you, the cliques. They're like, oh, you don't fit in the clique. That's why I've been seeing less and less of that because I have more people coming in. Older demographics as well, usually cater more to the nuanced discussion that you bring to the table with some of the news.
Yeah,
right.
They love dogpiling in this community. They really, really love dogpiling. Like the PL situation, like with the way people have dogpiled him, and like, I've seen it myself because I'm friends with PL. So like I've seen him he's just streaming Sparking Zero, and somebody will come in there 30-0, just like just leave him alone, man.
Stop. It's not gonna stop.
You gotta roll
That's just the way it is. They don't forget.
You gotta roll with it at that point. Just roll off your shoulder, roll with the joke. Just put your head down, work hard. I think it'll be fine.
Yeah, that's why I don't like. You'll never see me go back and forth with somebody on Twitter. I know a lot of people do, because I know I'm not going to change their mind and they're just going to keep talking shit, or I'm going to give them the reaction they want. So I see everything. I see that because I look for stories all the time. So I see people will tag me in the threads. Oh, they're talking shit about you, and I was just like, on to the next. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm.
Do you ever get content creators that are like cool to your face, but then you'll see them talking shit elsewhere, or you hear that they're talking shit about you?
Just technicals. No, I'm playing. So I not really. I more so players, like pro players that I used to be cool with. In some content creators, and the crazy thing is, these fucking content creators, somebody in their camp is always going to tell me. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't understand that. Somebody in their fucking camp, whether it's their best friend or whoever, is going to fucking tell me, hey, such just said this. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, that's how they really feel about me? Like, yada, yada. Or that's what they said at Evo? Or, you know, so I hear all these stories. And I'm like, okay, that kind of makes sense. But that's about as far as it goes with me. If I ever see anybody in public, it's usually like either all love or they just ignore me, you know. So far, thank God, no confrontations, or anything like that.
I did have one situation actually. I randomly decided to talk about the Johnny Somali situation, and the videos did really, really well. And I got sent screenshots of someone saying this guy's a grifter. Why is he talking about Johnny Somali? I was just like, it's my channel. I'm just having conversation. Like it was a random attack.
I love grifting, bro. I love grifting. I've been making a lot of jokes about grifting gear. I'm just gonna grift, bro.
You gotta do what you gotta do. Where are you at? You're in the UK, right?
Yeah, I'm in the UK. I'm in London.
Okay. Damn, man.
It's not as bad as what you guys are going through out there. Sometimes I read what's going on in like, the North American. Yeah, the North American FGC sounds like an absolute it's just chaotic. Like everyone wants to kill each other almost. Over here we've got cliques and we've got people talking shit and whatever, but it's like high school level nonsense. It's not anything that's gonna escalate. When I'm chatting to guys over there, they're talking about maybe we need to start carrying. Get some pepper spray. I was looking at threats that Technicals was getting sent earlier. I'm like, what the fuck is going on out there?
Yeah.
Did you see that video I posted talking about that? About the guys that were saying that we should carry. And then at the end I showed my gun and I'm like I'm in Texas. Like I got you know what I'm saying? I got a blackout, whatever. But
I had him on. He was on here, James MK.
Oh, you did? That's right. Yeah, I thought I saw that. So, I'm like
he's one of the first. He was one of the 6 people that created Mortal Kombat. So he's quite well known,
Yeah, I've just seen him being very vocal in the last several months, and I was like, wow, this guy's like really going for it, you know. Obviously, that's going to be met with a lot of the other side, but I'm just like, fuck, what are we talking about right now? Like here, living in the States, I go outside, it's a normal day. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's really fucking with you or anything like that. I think social media though is so fucking crazy, especially with the climate right now, that everybody is kind of like on high alert. Where if you just watch Twitter, you would think we're all fucking burning right now. Like it is going fucking crazy. Nazis and all this other shit. Kanye going to hell. But I'm just like, I can go outside and have a normal day. You know what I'm saying? It's still like cool here for now. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it is scary then. That's why I tell people it's fucking dangerous when you talk about these things because we're not all playing with the same deck of cards. And all it takes is one motherfucker to like really believe what you're saying or yada yada. And he's going to be the one to go to that fucking tournament and think he's fighting for justice or some shit.
That's why I don't take that shit as a joke when they say I should be stoned or like killed. It's like one of you are fucking insane enough to probably do that and be like the one.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, I don't fuck with that. But then Frosty Fausting they don't do shit about it. They don't fucking care. It's whatever.
No, it's scary because you literally never know. You don't know.
Yeah.
It's crazy motherfuckers everywhere. So I don't. I'm not the one to be like, well, fucking do it then. I'm not. No. I'm like, no. Y'all fucking do that. I'm gonna remain where I am. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna be cautious everywhere I go.
I do think these tournament organizers that are ignoring the threats that are going around need to be held to task though, because they're very quick to like say certain people should be banned and never let back, but they're sending death threats to technical saying he should be stoned, and there's radio silence. I think that these people should be named and shamed because they're basically enabling this behavior.
Yeah, I'm not saying you can't be a dick to me, but don't go incite people to come and fucking murder me. Like that's insane. That's a little extreme.
Right, because that's exactly what would happen. Like a lot of these people look up to certain content creators and figureheads and stuff like that in the FGC. They really like respect them, you know. So if you get one of those, especially one of those individuals, like, you know what, fuck technicals, or this guy should get his ass beat, yada yada. They might do it thinking, oh, if I do it, such and such will really be proud of me or some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of
with it.
Yeah. It's a lot of fucking weirdos. So that's why I'm like, every time. I remember the first time I went to New York, man, I prayed on that plane the whole way there. I was trying to get in I was like, all right, this is going to be, I hosted Sonic Fox and the Waka Flocka thing. I didn't know how either one of them felt about me. I just got hired through Waka's manager, you know, who was very cool with me. So I was like, all right, hopefully this is not a shit show and people try to fight me or whatever. Hopefully it's all love. And it was, you know what I'm saying? Like I was able to calm down and enjoy myself, you know. The people that didn't fuck with me, they just didn't talk to me. You know what I'm saying? So I was cool with that.
Yeah.
You know,
do you think it's just like people talking shit on Twitter just because they're behind the keyboard?
Yeah, I think the majority of that is that, you know, the people that we see, like we go to tournaments and stuff like that, I think they're more like on a level playing field for the most part. Obviously you got your, you know, weirdos and shit, but for the most part, even when I went through that fucking month where people were trying to cancel me and shit back in 2018, anytime I went after that, it was still all love. I felt cold shoulders from some people, but they just ignored me. You know what I'm saying? They did the grown-up thing and they just ignored me. And I was like, I respect that, obviously, because, you know, that's the grown-up thing to do. Just don't fucking fuck with me. But you go on Twitter and it's, we're going to kill you, motherfucker, and all this other stuff, you know, and I think they stay there. And I'm glad they do, you know what I'm saying? But like I was saying, that's the scary thing is every now and then one of those motherfuckers trickles from Twitter and actually shows up, you know? So
yeah,
it's a scary world. It always has been, you know?
Yeah.
But so far, you know, I think I've only been to Evo like 2 or 3 times. And so far it's been like crazy love, like insane, like fucking love that I didn't know existed.
Yeah.
So I hopefully, you know, it stays that way.
Yeah, I think the hate gets concentrated to Twitter because even when I go to events, like when I went to Comic-Con, like I don't know if you were here when I was telling you, like it was the first time that I actually got proper threats and the guys were saying, yeah, we're going to come to London Comic-Con. But when I got there, it was just nice people. Like there was no issues.
Yeah.
You know, everyone was really cool. And it was, because obviously my channel was much smaller than you guys. So I'm not really going outside expecting to get bothered, but in a place like Comic-Con where you kind of get the fighting game community there quite often, I was kind of expecting it. And I remember as soon as I came up the escalator, this guy like tapped me on the shoulder and he was like, he did it really hard. And I was like, you hollow? And I was like, oh God, here we go. I turned around and he was like, oh, I just wanted the picture. I was like, thank God. I thought you were going to stab me.
That's fire. Always very humbling to go somewhere and like meet people who actually watch and appreciate your shit.
Yeah, it is really nice.
Yeah, it definitely keeps you going, man. I'll get emails about people who are like, man, I was suicidal and all this other stuff. You know, thank you for just my sign off. My sign off every time is, I don't know what it is, but I know it's about to get better. And they'll literally just repeat it to me. It did get better, man. Thank you so much for encouraging. And over here, I think I'm just farting out my ass, you know, on videos and stuff like that. To them, it means something else. You know,
has it gotten to the point now where you've been doing it for so long and you've gone places and people have been nice that when you see hateful comments or people like wishing the worst in you, that you kind of just shrug it off?
Oh yeah, now like Technicals was saying, like I'm pretty professional at just ignoring it because I know at the end of the day, like there's like certain content creators that I really respect as far as like out there in the world, like people that are doing like huge fucking numbers, you know, like I don't know, Kai or Jake Paul or yada yada yada. There's an endless list, right? I look at some of these guys, some of them are like squeaky clean, and I'm like, man, they're like inspirational or whatever, like in their hustle. And I learned no matter what you do, no matter fucking what you do, you could be straight up and down squeaky. You're gonna have a whole mob that hates you somewhere. That's always going to happen, and I don't know why, but it just fucking does. And the bigger you grow, the bigger it gets. You know what I'm saying? I think the majority will be love, obviously, but every successful person has a mob of people somewhere that fucking hates them. So once I saw that, and I was like, it doesn't matter what I do. Like, it doesn't. Like, I'm never gonna. Some people feel the need to bend over backwards to kind of, okay, I'm cleaning up my act, guys. Maybe you'll like me now. No, they're gonna find another reason to hate you.
Yeah.
So I'm like, so therefore, it doesn't fucking matter. I'm just gonna be me. Let me just continue to be me. What's that?
Just keep making good videos. That's it.
Yeah. I was like, if I could just continue having fun and try to make people laugh, I feel like laughter cracks a lot of barriers as well. Like it definitely, like, if you can make somebody laugh enough, they'll be like, oh, fuck it, I kind of like him now. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm gonna keep on doing, man. And all I can do at the end of the day is what I like. You know what I'm saying? What makes me laugh at the end of the day.
I think you two are good at making people laugh. I'm not that good at making people laugh. A lot of people come to my videos and they're like, you look like you're dead inside, Michael. Why won't you smile?
You know what's funny is I do that a lot. Like I watch people and I instantly try to do an impression of them. I'm not good at voices and shit. I don't do that part. But like in my sketches, that's what I do. And when I saw you, I instantly was like, I want to do this guy. Like I want to do a video, wig and all. You know what I'm saying? I think I could. I just need to get some tattoos and shit. But I was like, his character stands out a lot as far as like your demeanor. You know what I'm saying? Like almost like the Undertaker. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
Do you know what? Yeah, I actually, because I watched Undertaker so much growing up, that I started to replicate how slow he walks, and my friends started to hate going out of me because I'd walk really slow everywhere.
This motherfucker, slow ass motherfucker.
Yeah, but no, I get that. I get that all the time. People saying to me,
yeah,
why don't you smile, Mike? Why don't you this, that, and the other? And I'm always like, is this how I am in real life? Like, do you want me to jump in and be like, hey guys, what's going on? That's not who I am.
There's a guy like that
right.
in Smash named Larry Lurr. He's actually big for that because he will have his Smash reveal reactions where he is just blank face. He's like, oh cool, Mega Man.
Yeah.
It goes like viral. So Larry Lurr's a cool guy. He's stayed in his lane, just playing Smash, not getting political, not doing any of that other shit.
Yeah.
Some of these Smashers are fucking ridiculous, but
there was one Smasher that I really, really liked. It was Captain Falcon played Fatality.
Oh,
did he ever do it? Oh no.
He was defending Nairo and it pissed me off. He was all like, but Nairo said this, this, and that. And I'm like, are you stupid? I don't know.
Look at this guy.
Oh,
what's
PL.
going on, PL?
Speaking of PL, I gotta take a P-is.
we can't hear you, PL.